Hello, hello. Happy Peasant Chat. 16th of, the hell is it, April? 2022. Today what we're going to talk about is a naturally aspirated C8 Z06 ran 9's. Granted, cold as hell outside, but it ran 9's. Something no stock vehicle except a Demon and a Model S Plaid has ever done. So today we're going to talk about how rare that is. We'll take a look at the video. We'll kind of dissect it a little bit because I think the guy driving the C8 Z06 was an old school guy that knew what it took to keep the trans on the cooler side, get the best 60 foot possible, go on the coldest day. Extremely smart of him to do that. And I will talk about what that means going forward in the potential untunable future of, or more difficult to tune future of modern cars. C8 Z06s still aren't super duper tunable, even though people might think they are. C8 Z06s might not be super duper tunable anytime soon. The new Mustangs, people are saying they're not going to be tunable. I am one of those guys that don't think it's going to be tunable. We'll also talk about tuners self-snitching out there. And as always, we do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
But before we do that, as always, we want to thank the sponsors. That's right. We picked up a new sponsor last week. That is Kong Performance. Greg K.O. saying. Greg of Kong Performance. He does. He sells 2650 for LS9 and any other LS platform. Does porting, Whipple, Edelbrock. Jesus. TVS stuff, you name it, he ports it. So thank him for becoming a sponsor. DNA Performance, DNAperformance.com, the people where you want to go to buy anything, any online parts store, that's where you want to go to get shit. DNA Performance, Ultimate Header, UltimateHeader.com. Ultimate Header's on Instagram. They sponsor the show. I got Chris a set of clamps. So we're going to work on more giveaway stuff in the future. Caliber transmission. He asked me again, is the trans in the car? I go, no. But he's going to make a lot of money selling these 3160 Stage 3 packages. Rami's Eye-Down 2 Auto Solution, figuring out the limits of GT500 stock bottom ends. Good shit. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS. We'll keep working on giveaway stuff, but again, the only cold air this channel recommends is PMAS stuff, period. Parts Farm, partsfarm.com, talking about 2020 GT500 duds. He's got 3 or 4 of them. He also has 11 to 14 GT500s on the lot. I'd love to get one of those long blocks and transmissions. And Don't Got Cookies, _LLC, the people that are going to get you fat, diabetic, and, well-fed for sure. So, yeah, hit them up for cookies. And any other goods and coffee. They also offer a coffee. I would highly recommend I think it's a Colombian medium roast. I wouldn't really go too crazy with the muddy stuff. Let's say hi to the people. We'll talk a little bit about the C8 Z06 self-snitchers and talk to the poor people. 2000 MCR Oscar, Don Yogan Lates, Josh Roy, Coyote Kelly, Nathan Clegg, I'm Hung Solo, Minibike Madman, D-Rock Fox, Joe Swish, the Black GT500. This is like the Black GT500's favorite comment.
I know that I could beat him on the street because I'm most street.
For some reason, people really love that.
I know that I could beat him on the street because I'm most street.
SK Productions, Alex Mariquin, Darren Harper, Matt, Monty, Ken, Canis, Lupus, JD Swag, Andy Puerto Rico, Pito Chiquito, The Wolf, Shad's World, Brian 03 Cobra, Gregory Upfitch, ATX Cobra, Walter Hoffman, Douche Did It, Mini Bike Madman, Vet, Ahmed Al-Harbi. That's probably like Mike Smith in I don't know, Dubai. Torque and Beans, Josh Jones, Tim O, Josh Jones again, Bruce Willis, Donkey, Mac, Blake Bethune, Nitrous and Biosplies, Michael Hadziki, Matt Oliver, Desert 1320. What's up, brother? Salman Maki, that's like John Doe over in UAE. Nat Jew, More Pews, More Booze, Pure Beat 58 Power. Can you tune it though? Says Vic. Chris, Monty, Bondo Bird. I don't know what the hell he was cutting up the other day, but it looked like a whole bunch of shit on his machine. Vet, Jason Friedberg, Brandon, Pure B58, Rape Ape, and a whole bunch of other people here. Again, today we're going to be giving away one shirt. Large or extra large. If you're bigger than that, lose some fucking weight. Plain and simple. Okay, real quick. The GT500, the 2020 GT500, we all understand what it is, but a lot of the people that buy it or bought it when it first came out, they thought it was going to be something else different. They thought it was going to be this revolutionary GTR-like car. Then you figure out how heavy it is, how the transmission has literally no access, but the motor is very robust. So if you can't get the thing to get out of its own way because of the transmission, it really just becomes a cruiser slash road race or circuit parking lot cone douchebaggery vehicle. It's not really anything that I would say. The Americans love drag racing. 100% the Americans love drag racing. So if you can't drag race that car or make the transmission act like what a GTR transmission would, or a Porsche GT3, I think, transmission can launch with, then it's kind of like a non-starter. It does great burnouts. It's a good roll racing car, and it's a good cruiser. But I don't think anyone that buys it does any of that stuff. Why? We live in the United States. We live in the United States. In the United States, drag racing is 90% of what we do. We care about 0 to 60, quarter mile, eighth mile, all that stuff. So that car became an instant dud. Lund Racing got it, got one, R&D'd it to death. And then they were like, well, we don't see any future with this vehicle unless it has unfettered TCM access. I'm saying I want access to everything, meaning give me all the sauce. I want to break it, so that then the aftermarket can show us where the weak links are, do a stage 3 version of it, and go out there and launch it like with a slick like GTRs do, and just get after it, cut 60-foot times in the 1.2s, and see if we can actually do a number. But it never happened. And the quickest, as far as I know, bone stock, I'm saying no tuning, and a sticky tire, I don't consider a mod, because I understand that stock cars don't come with drag radials, but I'm saying stock everything, tune, engine, trans, whatever. Even weight reduction to me is not necessarily a mod. It's just weight reduction. You just have to disclaim the weight of the vehicle. So I don't know that there's been a GT500 quicker than 1050 or 1040. Bone stock tune, aftermarket wheels and tires to make it lighter. I don't know that. I get it. It's a heavy car, but it is a supercharged Mustang. So with a forged engine that just supposedly can make 1,000 wheel with proper mods, and it, bone stock with the stock boost, it never ran a good number. And it's not a good drag car, like Leon Phelps said. It is not a good drag car. Well, you know what also is not a good drag car is a Z06, especially the C8s. The C8s supposedly don't have the access to the TCM either. A lot of people put pro charges on them and this and this and that, but unless everything is tunable or indexed properly in the calibration, at the end of the day, you're just kind of working with like one arm tied behind your back. So some guy goes out to Maryland International Raceway. In my opinion, anything in the fall and the spring should be totally discounted because those guys have air quality that is ridiculous. Like, a lot of people said, Alice, how come your Corvette only goes 860 to 130 stock? I'm like, because I'm in 85-degree weather in Florida, and you guys are making pulls at 35 degrees. So that makes a huge difference. So the fact that my car runs 680s down here in 75 to 80-degree weather, bring that sucker up to Maryland on a negative DA day, I guarantee it'll be well into the 650, 640, 630s, 60 to 130. So you guys got to understand that when you see a record run, take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, this guy goes up there. Now, this is on the 377 in the cut.
I like to fuck him in the ass while he beat up the
channel on YouTube. Of course. I was like, how could I have guessed anything different? So this is a C8 supposed Z06. Now, I could be wrong. Look, I'm looking at it and it looks like any other C8 to me. But according to the title, now the title could be misleading, but this was 1 day ago, 9-second quarter mile, 2023 C8 Z06 world record. Again, I'm going by this guy's title. I can't identify them except for maybe this part back here, this little thing that looks like a bass with its mouth open. But this guy goes out there and busts off a 9-second quarter mile stock with a drag setup. Take a listen. Oh, Kong Performance is still up there. Why is Kong Performance? Let me get rid of this Kong Performance logo so it actually looks good here. There we go.
Let's do.
Okay, well, he yelled into the mic. Why are you yelling at the mic? I don't care what you say. This is not a light car in terms of general. It's a 3,400 pound car, maybe 3,500 with a guy in it. He ran a 998 at 135 in supposedly a C8 Z06. I'm going to say supposedly because I can't verify anything. But forget that. I want you guys to see what this grown-ass adult did for the burnout. This is a man. I get it. You young guys, 20 to 32, think that youth serves you in a positive way. No, it doesn't. It just means you have your head fully up your ass still. Once you get your head out of your ass, you'll act right. This guy does not go through the water box. This guy does not do a big soupy burnout. This guy goes around the water box and does an old school cleanup. And that's how you do it. Why? Clutches on the transmission.
Trying to reset the world record.
Look at this. He's crusty.
But
you know what? I don't see him any worse off, or it's not a negative that he's old. It means he's got experience. He's got an open face helmet that tells you how old he is. He don't give a fuck about what you think. Stops. That's his burnout. Smart man. That's his burnout. Comes back, does another little cleanup.
All right, let's see what Mr. Hendricks.
Oh no, I think that's all he did. He just did a little bit of a cleanup and a dry hop, and the thing launched pretty damn great.
Let's do.
Now, the way I'm looking at this thing, boy, yeah, it doesn't sound like a conventional pushrod V8. It definitely sounds high pitch. So it might be like a bass Z06, right? But anyway, 9-second quarter mile. No GT500 has done that in stock trim. Not that I know of. So you can make fun of whatever you want to make fun of. Oh, Corvette. Now, it is a 9-second stock car. The only other cars that are 9-second stock is the Sapphire. I'm sorry, not the Sapphire. The Lucid Air, the Model S Plaid, the Dodge Demon. I'm talking under $120,000. And a NA Z06 C8. The only one. The only one. No pop on the shift. L. Exactly. Come stop it. So, there you go. Z06 is close to 3,700 pounds without driver. And the problem is, when I go to a track and watch a GT500, what the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is this guy fucking talking about? Here we go with the dumb comparisons. Like, here we go with dumb motherfuckers saying dumb shit. So, a NA Z06, brand new, ran 9's. So when you see a GT500 owner do a burnout, he does a John Force long, stupid burnout. Stupid burnout. Dumb. And I go, oh, look, it's either going to have a failsafe when it launches, a clutch over temp code, or it's just not going to perform that great. And wouldn't you know it? Right then and there, the thing performs like dicks and an NA Z06. Now, right now, guys that are able to afford a GT500, they're probably going, well, that's not that impressive. Really? You're telling me a brand new $100,000 MSRP, naturally aspirated. Forget, you're never going to boost it. You leave that car alone. You leave that car alone. You take it out on the weekend, just like you do your stupid GT500, and you can road race it, slap some wheels and tires on it, and run bottom 10s or high 9s in great DA, according to that video. Now, is that going to be the norm? No, absolutely not. But let's talk about the future of tuning. That car right there is begging for C16 and a 75 shot. What do you think that car in the same DA, stock tune, with race gas, so it has a ton of octane, maybe you get a slightly colder spark plug, and you shove a 75 shot on it? You don't think that car will go a 70 or a 60 with the exact same bone stock tune, a wet shot C16 in the tanks to potentially quell any detonation concerns? Just like that. Now Joe Swish is laughing. A stock NA Corvette is quicker than any stock GT500 ever, and you'll never take that away from it. Never. So a 75 shot nitrous. Nitrous is going to make a comeback if the tuning is not quick, meaning turbo, supercharger, blah, 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 cold airs. You're going to be stuck with 75 shot race gas, or if you're okay really playing that game, you might bump it up to a 150 shot. Keep it on a petroleum-based fuel and go, a second quicker than stock. Now, everyone saw the pictures of the new S650 makeup, rehashed S650 with a center exhaust, joining Velosters with a center exhaust. Congratulations. That's something to applaud. So it has a center exhaust. What does that mean? To me, it's either going to be a Boss 302 or some kind of in between. They got the dark horse. I don't know why they would do a dark horse then a Boss 302. That would mean that you'd have GT350. Like right now, you have Mach 1 and then Bullet in 2019. So I don't think you had a Bullet and a Mach 1. You got to have a GT, a slightly above level from a GT, aka dark horse. I don't think they're going to make a Boss because, my goodness, could you imagine having those things competing against each other and fighting yourself? Meaning Boss and a dark horse? Stupid fucking name. God damn it. It's such a stupid name. I'm just mind blown by it. And a lot of people out there mad at me that I'm talking shit on Ford. But look, this is 100% justified. If you think they're doing great, you got to get your head out of their fucking asshole. They're doing awful. And until they correct course, I'm not going to support this stuff. I know they're flying people out to sit in cars at Barrett-Jackson auctions. Awesome. So, cool. Show me what the car can perform. But anyway, that C8 Z06 with a 75 shot. Mr. Hendrick, I don't know you from a hole in the wall. Make your own DA. Get 75 shot wet in there with C16 in the tank. Let's see what that thing can run. Or if you want to make a non-leaded fuel in there, throw some Q16 or throw some Sunoco 260 GT with high octane. And we'll see what the Z06 can do with a bone stock tune. That's the future of tuning. Hacking your way around things so the tune isn't touched. Because honestly, if I'm going to buy a $100,000 car, you think I'm going to put some experimental tune that has half the tables accessible, but no trans stuff accessible so that I could say it was the first one that's tuned? Boy, I don't care. Right now, for example, let's say you see a bone stock ZR1 C6. Do you care that it's tuned or not? Do you care that it chops or not? I see it and I go, badass car. I see a Gen 5 Viper without a tune and I go, badass car. I see a V3 Cadillac stock. I go, badass car. I don't go, hey, is it tuned? No, I'm not stupid. So if I was ever in the market between a GT500 or a C8 Z06 and my plan is not to tune them, or let's just say in a hypothetical world, there is no tuning available for either. Which one would you buy? So that is an impressive feat. I think they built themselves a badass car. Now we'll see what the motor ends up holding up to, because it's unseen what the motor can do in terms of longevity. A high revving 8,000 RPM, 5.5 liter, anything flat plane crank is probably eventually going to start shaking itself loose. So we'll see how long those motors last. I know they've had some issues, but so were GT350s. GT350s were blowing up. GT350s were exploding oil filters for years and nobody said nothing. Everyone was like, no big deal. And then, 2 or 3 Z06s have failing engines and everyone goes nuts. So CJ Pony Parts the other day released a video talking about the future of tunable or untunable Mustangs. I was blown away that anybody was willing to talk on the record. I was mind blown that people were willing to talk on the record. They've either not gotten an EPA letter or they got an EPA letter and are not taking it seriously. Now, I think CJ Pony Parts, that's a good video to make, but I personally think they should have not allowed any names to have been put out there. Let's say, we talked to 5 prominent tuners and then just read what they said. But the problem is some people want the publicity. Some people want to be known. Some people want to be seen. And they want to talk about what their thoughts are on tuning. Meanwhile, in terms of like top tier tuners, I went, I don't know. I don't see anyone really running that actually spoke on there that I would say I would take my car to if I wasn't being tuned by Lund. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, those guys are willing to talk about it publicly. And you don't think EPA listens to everything, dude? Like, you don't think the EPA knows exactly what's going on right now? And now that you chime in and start really divulging some information, even if it's a little bit weird, that you start going out there and basically saying, this is what it's going to be, this is my thoughts, and the EPA is going to go, really? Let me, oh, I didn't know you even existed. Let me take a look at you. Same thing like drag and drive events. If you have a wickedly fast car that is modern with your name plastered on the side and you drive your vehicle from track to track to track to track, you're self-snitching. You're just self-snitching because you are caught in the act, literally breaking the law. I know, who cares, right? It doesn't matter. Cool, that's fine. When you get an RFI, a request for information from the EPA via a letter, then and there will you realize how did that happen? I don't understand how was under the radar. I'm just a little shop. Once you get an RFI, look at what PFI Speed went through. Small shop, but very visible. They were out there looking what we're doing on modern stuff. And they popped them for Honda stuff. It blows my mind that people were willing to speak on the record. That's all. People were telling me that people were willing to speak on the record. Now, I don't blame CJ for that, but you got to have some self-awareness if you're going to speak on the record. Bro, whatever. I don't care. I've always said that tuning will be around for a little bit, but it'll slowly wane. I think we're going to get an insane amount of customers now that certain people left. Other companies, but they'll probably start their own thing and people will migrate. It'll just be more watered down. That's all. And you're just going to go to this guy, to this guy, to this guy, to this guy, to this guy. And then eventually you all come full circle and come back to Lund and try to get tuned by us. And then you go, I should have gone with you in the first place. So I could say till my fucking face is blue, you guys are going to do what you're going to do. See, Mr. King, I'm not even going to mention that comment because Mr. King, I love you. I'm not even going to highlight it. Again, that's nothing to me to speak about. That's on them. Power to weight ratio is king. No matter what manufacturer's name is on the car. Oh my God, here we fucking go. You don't get it. Like, you don't get it. You're trying to make excuses for why the GT500 will never perform as good with a stock tune than a C8 Z06. Instead of just saying, the C8 Z06 is quicker and probably faster around a road course. Hell, the C8 Z06 is probably a better all-around car than a stock GT500. But BD, for whatever reason, is sucking that GT500 dick. And what I'm saying is, car for car, one ran 9's NA, stock tune. The other one never has. Power to weight ratio, what should it be? Stop making excuses. It's, if you have $100,000 right now, and your intent is just to have a fun weekend car, C8 Z06 or GT500, and you are going to do the most crazy mental gymnastics to justify the GT500 purchase. Well, I can tune it. Didn't you just hear me? I gave you some stipulations. Weekend car, cruiser, have some fun. You can road race a Z06. The Z06 is going to stop better. It's going to accelerate just as good on the street than a GT500. Hell, I would argue that on the street, the Z06 stock for stock will donkey stomp most GT500s on the street. But people want to make these, they get on the mental pommel horse, the mental uneven bars, the mental floor exercise and go, wait a minute, Alex, but what if grandma had balls? Well, she'd be grandpa, dickhead. I love people that just to justify their fandom for that vehicle. Like in that video, guys, let's go to that video. Check it out. That video is great. And the comments, do you see yourself in these comments ever? Do you see how stupid you guys might sound in these comments? Listen to the comments here. Maxim Photo Studio. Congratulations. Let's see a production vet complete a quarter mile in 9.2 at 150. That would be impressive. Oh yeah, don't forget to add 2 doors as it sits 5 and add 800 pounds of weight. Let's see how fast you're then. Oh my God, that's exactly how BD sounds. That's exactly how BD sounds. RR says, oh yeah, don't forget to shut the fuck up. Cool thing is Corvettes can be modded and go even faster. Several out there. Okay, whatever. But anyway, that's how you guys sound. You guys can't just go respect. It's quicker. Like you guys can't just say that. There's something built inside you that does not allow you to give props when they're due. Something inside you makes you go, well, if you take 600 pounds off of the GT500, it'll go just as quick as the Corvette. The head of the Mustang game is a woman. She's an engineer, not a gearhead. You're talking S650. You're talking S650. S550, the father of the S550 was a man. 01 will run 940s stock. Could you imagine, can I be frank, so a 9, okay, low, let's say in the 10s, bottom 10s, a Z06 NA. What do you think the C8 Z01 is going to be worth? Or what's it going to run? Sorry, what's it going to run? A C8 ZR1 twin turbo, push rod, DCT, front driven by a 200 horsepower electric motor with a total output of 1,000 horsepower. Listen to me, gentlemen. An 800 at the butthole power, twin turbo push rod, 6'2", with a 200 horsepower electric motor in the front, a la the E-Ray. 1,000 horsepower. Bro, crazy. Bar set too high. Why? Boost and fuel can run 7s, 8s, Gen 2s. Can other tuners tune with Lund end gauges? No. And if they do, they have stolen something. No other tuner can tune with a Lund Racing end gauge. And if they can, they are thieves. They have stolen something. Alex, off topic, says Desert 1320. I've been streaming your lives on Spotify. Are you collecting revenue from them? Not one dime. You don't make one fucking dime.
Not one motherfucker.
It is literally 100% a backup. You don't make any money from Spotify. You don't make any money from Podbean, Apple, iTunes. No money. The only time you make money on podcasts is when a company like a Spotify reaches out to you and says, we would like to offer you a contract and anything you put out there is 100% exclusively ours, just like they did with Joe Rogan or other like Barstool and, companies like that buy your podcast because they feel your content is great to have under the umbrella. They then pay you. So what I'm doing is I am putting it out there as a backup. If anything happens to this channel, I back it up on Rumble. I back it up on Spotify. Neither of them are ever going to pay me anything substantive. If I get $50 a month or $30 a month, it is $30 too much. I have gotten nothing. Now, I'm not doing that. It actually cost me money. It cost me like $400 a year to post my stuff on Spotify, Podbean, and all that stuff. So no, I don't get a dime from any of the podcast stuff. Yes, Chef Boyardee's nuts. Twitter has monetized creators to get all the money for the next year. And I have now applied, and I will have a subscription button. And if that starts to pop off, I will do lives exclusively on Twitter, just talking to the people. So that means you have to subscribe, which is a monthly nut. Sorry. And if people want to subscribe, I don't care if it's 10 people. I'll talk to 10 people, and you can ask me questions on Twitter, and I will do that on days that I'm not doing this, obviously. So eventually, once I get my application approved on Twitter, I'll be able to earn money with the subscriptions packages, and I will give you as many live streams or live chats or whatever the hell you want over there, because it's on my phone. I don't have to do it for super long, an hour or so. I think it'll be just more access and behind the scenes stuff. I've started posting videos on there. I've started posting clips on there. I think Twitter is going to be the next best thing aside from YouTube in terms of a revenue stream. Twitch is for gamers and girls that stick stuff in their twat. It's not my thing. Damn, didn't know that. I don't get a dime. Alex, do you personally think Ford can ever make a dual overhead cam car that runs 9s from the factory and make it affordable? That's the problem. No, affordable, no. You see that affordability is gone. Affordability, the GT is a $45,000 car base. The Dark Horse is a 60 base, 70 highly optioned. Affordability is out the window, especially with Ford. Ford is gone out to lunch when it comes to affordable power. I don't know what manufacturer anymore is going to give you affordable power except, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Hyundai. I can't believe I'm going to say this. But if we're talking affordable power, I'm not talking V8. I'm saying you can go 10s in a Genesis G70, if I'm not mistaken. That is a 3.3 twin turbo. So G70 twin turbo. So the G70 twin turbo, you can probably get it tuned because it's a turbo. You know, it's a turbo car. You could probably get this car tuned and make about, supposedly, I've heard people go high 10s in these. High 10s. So, again, this is not the game I want to play. I don't want to play this game. I think that's stupid. Do they have a G60 twin turbo? I don't think they have a G60 twin turbo. Is there even a thing? No. So G70 twin turbo, and we'll look up the specs. Let me see specs. All. Turbocharged 4-cylinder. I think they have a 3.3, don't they? Yes. So the Genesis G70 has a 3.3 liter twin turbo, and with very minimal mods. I'm saying downpipe. I'm saying a tune. I'm saying a flex fuel sensor, because I think there's a couple of companies that offer a flex tune for these cars. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think they have wide bands. You know what I mean? I think they have wide bands. So the 3.3 twin turbo is 300 and G70. It doesn't give me anything about the twin turbo horsepower. The Prestige model is a 3.3 turbo Prestige in the paint department, blah, 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 blah. Engine transmission, G70, 373. So the 3.3 V6 makes 365, 376. 4.7 in the, anyway, supposedly they are, I don't know what's affordable anymore. I don't want to play this game, guys. Do you think I want to start talking about Hyundais as performance? But we're talking affordable. The Mustang has gone out to lunch for affordability. If you make $45,000 a year, are you willing to drive a base, potentially limited tuned S650 and have to pay $700 to $800 a month on a payment? $365 on the G70. Thank you. So I got a guy here in the complex. He tuned his G70. I'm sorry. He looked into tuning his G70 and he led me to some videos where some guys have gone 10s. Like 10s. The E-Ray, BD, don't you think they could bump that up with the ZR1 BD? I like how people think that if that's what it is, oh my God. I don't know. I can't imagine talking to BD at a meet. Wait a minute, Alex, you said 200? I thought the E-Ray was, you know, motors can be bumped up in power with a better battery pack and a better motor, right? Like, you know this, right? You know motors can be configured to make more power. So if you're going to sell a $180,000 ZR1 to people, you are not going to shove the exact E-Ray motor in there. You'll shove the motor, but maybe a better battery pack that allows that motor to produce more power. I couldn't imagine talking to him at the meet. I just couldn't imagine. Imagine you're like, man, I'd love to buy a 92 Mustang and hop it up. Don't they only come with 225 horsepower? Oh my God. I just walk away from people like that. That's why I don't go to meets. At the meet, you see people that regurgitate car and driver articles, regurgitate what others told them. They don't actually get in there, wrench on the cars, tune on the cars. Like right now, I got people that are like, Alex, I don't understand. How is your pushrod Mustang with dinosaur technology as quick as Gen 3 Mustangs and makes 460 wheel on pump gas and 470 torque? The people are like, wait a minute, whoa, no, you need to I don't get it. It's old, Alex. How can it make power? I don't understand. How do you hook up a tuner to it to make power? So the reason I got the Fox body was to tinker with what I know how engines operate. And once I got that carburetor stuff in there, I'm like, okay, this carburetor ain't working. Let me get I did my research. I suspected the car was a 408 or a high 390 cubic inch Windsor. I said it needs about a 650 or a 750. I said, let me get a 750 so that I can grow into it. Brawler series, adjusted some things, put a wideband on it, adjusted stuff. What? Runs great. I think that car's a 10-second car. Now, if I go to the track with a notch that weighs with me in it 3,500 pounds, and it runs 1090, I was like 120 something. Guys are gonna go, whoa, what? Wait, what injectors? Like, what fuel pump? Like 7 pounds of pressure? How do you run fast with 7 PSI of fuel pressure? And those are the type of people that you can't talk to at the meets. You have to get up and leave. You have to just guys, when there's a guy at the meet talking to you some nonsense car and driver regurgitation, just walk away. Just walk somewhere else. Just go. Don't sit there and argue with them. Don't sit there and try to tell them they're wrong. You know they're wrong. So just go, yeah, whoop, and just leave. Just leave. Because there is no fixing those people. Like Turuviate. Would you ever speak to Turuviate for more than a second? Hi, I'm building Bucephalus. Get out of my life. What is it? Oh, right now it's a V6, but I want to put a 352 600. Bro, did you see the foam that's on the hood? Come on, stop it. I can't. So, I mean, RC drag racing has gotten pretty big, and could assume from tuning my RC drag car, it wouldn't be much different from a specific race tune for an electric car. Yeah, okay. Yes, exactly, Wicked. So when it comes to, that is scalable. That is 100% scalable. When you cross electric cars with the battery output and the motor output versus the weight of the vehicle, it is scalable with electric motor stuff. But Alex, what the fuck got on the dash? Right. People look inside the dash and go, it only goes 85 miles an hour? Yes. Can I be frank? Says, small block Fords are still amazing to make fast. 9's NA isn't hard. And people are going to be confused if I ever take it to that route. Right now, that car is a perfect cruiser. Can I be frank? I'm telling you, that thing, it just cruises nice. It choppity chops. It doesn't get hot. It needs power steering. The rack is leaking, but whatever. If I get that fixed, I'm not even going to put AC in it. I'm just going to put gas in it and drive it. But let's say I take it to the track and it surprises me with its performance and it runs like a 1070, 1080. Boy, I'm going to try to run 9's in it. But I don't want to make it this gutted, another gutted Fox, no. I'll throw a 150 shot on it and just be happy. 150 shot, bring the timing down, I don't know, 6 degrees from 31 to 25, total advance. Turn the nitrous on after 3,500 RPMs because it makes more torque. Shift it at 6,000 and the final gear rev it out to maybe 62, 6,300 so the motor lives a long life. And people go, what do you mean 6,200? Just like an LS or LT, they really don't make that much more power above 6,500 RPMs, regardless of the cam you got in it, unless you have a car that is specifically built for high RPM. Again, the cam that is in the car right now seems to make all the torque and it drops off after 6,200 RPMs. So there's no reason to rev it out unless you want to match the gear ratio and catch it at a higher RPM right in the meat of the torque. You know what I'm saying? But how can you slide with only 85 on the dash? Engine Masters, watch an episode of Engine Masters 363 Windsor, and it made 470 on an engine dyno. So you definitely have a bigger motor than that. I'm thinking it's a 408. I'm thinking it's a 4 because, guys, that thing gets it. Like, gets it. I'd love to do draggy runs, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's nowhere to even do that anymore in Mexico. There's just nowhere to even do that. I am going to have to borrow or buy a trailer to, like most of you guys have done most of your lives, is drive it 2 hours to a track and hope, I can get it on a rental. So the trip is going to be a $700, $800 trip. So you're like, boy, the days of just driving down the street at Palm Beach International Raceway for $35, running 4 or 5 times and driving home, those days are over. And I'm sad about that. It sucks. It's going to happen in Bradenton. It's going to happen in Orlando. It's going to happen in many tracks. It already happened in Houston. Check out Jay from Real Street, Small Block Ford. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't learn anything from it. And again, he's a great guy. He's very smart, knowledgeable. I didn't learn a damn thing. Like, people want me to look at that as if I'm going to learn something, and I didn't learn anything that I don't really already didn't know. Look, if you've been in the Small Block Ford game, you guys think I'm a Coyote guy first? Do you guys think I'm a Coyote guy first? I was a Small Block Ford guy for 20 years. Before Coyote even came out, I saw the potential in the Coyote and I became well versed in it. Definitely not an expert. But well versed in it more than most. And then once I got to tuning them, I went, okay, I understand it. I understand it so much that I can't talk about it. Like, there are engine builders out there that do stuff that I can't even talk about. I can't even say, I can't even mention based on what I've seen. So I just shut my mouth. Sometimes there's certain things better left unsaid. Car meets have turned into stock cars with LGBT rights and YouTube stickers. Look, that video of me, the guy that made the TikTok thing, of me saying stock cars show up to the meets, stock Hellcats, stock Corvettes, stock Mustangs, stock Camaros, got so much hate from guys that love meets that have stock cars. Like stock, they're like, what's this old guy talking about? Old guy. Cool. If you think I'm old, that means you're 25 and you still don't have a fully developed brain. Like, you still don't have a fully developed brain. Your head is still firmly up your ass. You think Alejandro Flores, who has some pretty quick vehicles, am going to go to a meet with stock Hellcats, stock Camaros, stock Mustangs, and learn something? Man, get out of here. We're only, okay. Yesterday's performance is not today's performance. Gen 2 Coyote, what spark plugs do you recommend over 20 PSI of boost? I know it's been answered before, so here's some money. NGK 6510s on any Coyote are good up to about 1,000 wheel or so. If you have any doubt, gap it down. When in doubt, gap it down. My GT500 has a BR7EFs, I think. It has BR7EFs. I thought I had a set here. And those are at 15,000s because that car made 1,100 wheel through a turbo 400. My 700 or 800 horsepower, 795 horsepower 19 GT had NGK 6510s gapped at 22,000s. So if you have a 600 to 800 horsepower car, you gap it at 25. If you have anything above that, 18 to 15, so 20 PSI, gap it at 18. See what it does. Pull them on after a watt pull. See what they look like. See what the timing strap is. See how it likes it. Yeah, it's not that difficult. It's not many vehicles are going to need Billy Badass plugs. Like, if you're going to make 12, 13, 14, 1500 horsepower, you could do like brisk 10s. But those brisks are going to have to get changed like every 2 passes. Like, nothing kills a spark plug quicker than shoving crank fuel down the thing so that it starts. So if you have an ethanol 1R car that doesn't like to start when it's under 60 degrees, you're going to kill those plugs because in order to start the car, you have to flood the engine with fuel because E85 doesn't like to light off when it's cold. So a lot of people make fun of the fact that I suggest starter fluid. If you have a race car, your ability to start it without any help, look, you tow it down to your pit. It has a 5-gallon fuel cell or 7-gallon fuel cell. It has ID 2600s. It has 3 285s or 1 massive ID brushless pump. That car is not a street car. So I'm sorry if I suggest that your stupid race car would benefit more from stupid starter fluid down the bitch than to flood the cylinders via the injectors to make it start out of some ego. Starter fluid. Oh, that's stupid. Your tuner sucks. Or I want my plugs to last more than 3 fucking runs. Shut up. Stupid. There's so much info on small block Fords now. There's nothing new to learn. Right. The guy's like, oh, go to Jay and see what you... There's nothing to learn. I watch Prestige Motorsports channel. My God, I learned. Because they do crazy off the wall stuff. And again, Jay's fine. Jay wants to build his own thing. Cool. And he has a channel. Cool. But what the hell am I going to learn from him on small block Fords that I don't learn from Prestige? I don't learn from Engine Masters. I don't learn from my personal experience. Come on, stop it. Like, there's some magic that I'm going to learn. Most stock meets just end up with Hellcat sliding into Hector, who loses his Uzi from his pants. Now, speaking of Hellcats and Trackhawks, did you see that Boosted Lucky
Hellcats and Trackhawks
of how his car got stolen? He basically was getting a tattoo done, the guy Boosted Lucky, in Dallas, Fort Worth area, or maybe some ghetto up there that he said he was sleeping on. Like, he was like, oh man, I got caught slipping. I didn't see where my car was at. some guy with a CTSV that had stolen a Raptor before, TRX before, had stolen his car. They saw it around. They parked it at a mall parking lot. They had cloned the key, and he found it, blocked it in, got like 10 of his boys to show up with cars. They were rolling kind of on the deep side in case, because what's going to happen? If he shows up and loads it onto the trailer, the people that have the cloned key to the car are going to be like, that shit's mine. I stole it fair and square. So they were trying to like follow the dude to see if, they can, find out where it's going to be at. But he was smart. He got it taken care of. He disconnected the battery and got it back home. They stole his nitrous kit and stuff. Bro, you can't have nice shit no more. You can't have nice shit no more. What do you think about Cletus throwing a coyote in the burnout car? Will Lund tune that engine despite 100% blown up? I have already told you that we should not be involved. Okay. I already told you that I, as a business, would not want to be involved with someone that blows up stuff as often as he does. Because it's a bad look. It's never a positive. It's never a positive. So let's say, for instance, let's go ahead and say, for instance, that we tune it. Number one, coyotes don't like to be on the limiter. Again, no pop, 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 no bing, bang, boom, no prr, 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 nothing. Coyotes don't like to be on the limiter. So if your intent, and listen, really listen to what the fuck I'm saying, because people don't listen. If you intend on living on the limiter on a burnout car, don't get a coyote motor. Get a big block Chevy. You're gonna blow it up. It's not a matter of if. You will blow it up. Now, if you want to cloud chase and blow up coyote motors, vaya con Dios. I don't think Lund should be involved at all. At all. But I think that car's Holly, isn't it? I think that car's Holly. So whoever tuned the GT500 motor should be tuning that motor. Lock the cams. Holly, and let somebody else try to make it live. Because you guys think methanol is everything. Like, that crew is meth as a main fuel. Meanwhile, your oil is watered the fuck down. The mains are junk. Like, dude, I would, as a business, it would be crazy to get involved with that channel. But Alex, 50% oil in the fuel is great for the motor. Dudes get emotional from the truth. That means they were baby lads. Right. A lot of people definitely don't like, look, welcome to the men that don't like to be told the truth, act like women. Hey, what do you think of my car? I think it sucks. It's just a wrapped car with only rears and a cold air. You shouldn't be at the meet. You should be at the Burger King parking lot and walk to where the fast cars are at. But I want to be part of the meet. Be part of the meet. But park your stock, wrapped, only rears, JLT car away from us. Because when we're walking around and we want to see badass cars, and you open your hood and all you have is a JLT cold air with VMS rears and stock fronts, I've just wasted steps and eyeball time on your car. Prestige is legit. Thinking about letting them build a small block Ford for me. If I was going to get a motor built, I would go to Prestige Motorsports. If I had the money, I would probably get 10 motors built by Prestige. I go, hi, Prestige. I want one of those 460, 600 horsepower NA motors. Thanks. Fairmont gets one. The white car gets one. I would definitely, and then if they have like a NASCAR FR9 motor, I'm like, I want one of those. I'm stupid. Can I get OPGs? Right. Damn. Inside job for sure. Good morning. Checking in. That fully built GT500 motor and it blew up. Anything on the limiter with chains is not going to last. Exactly. He had an L&M built motor. An L&M built motor. One of the better GT500 engine builders out there. And blew it to Kingdom Come. And I'm like, I can't. Like, again, guys, when you're a business, you want your product to shine. You want your product to shine. And I don't know if you're a business that is okay with someone blowing your product up. Vaya con Dios, if you think that's a good way of representing your brand. Number one, people that are as fans can't afford motors. They affirm glasses and hats. So you think by providing a motor to them that they're gonna go, oh, they're gonna showcase what my motor can do. Oh, it blew up real cool. Oh, well, that wasn't exactly what I thought should happen with the motor. Well, I mean, we're here sending it, and you're going to get a lot of eyeballs on your motor. Yes, a lot of eyeballs that, number one, can't afford the motor, and number two, would never buy a GT500 motor, and number three, now go, who built that motor? L&M. Definitely not going to them. That's what you get. So if you're a Coyote guy, a motor, let's say you're FFRE. Oh my God, I guarantee he's going to hit up FFRE. Hey, Joe at FFRE, vaya con Dios if he hits you up for a motor. And if you provide one. Vaya con Dios. This is what's going to happen. I can predict the future. Hold on. Oh, that motor builder's no good after it blows up on Cletus's car. Who is any Coyote motor builder? That's what people are going to say. They're going to go, whoa, who built that motor? Oh, you mean that he went... Wait, where is it? Come on, where is it? Yeah, here we go. There we go. And then second gear, yeah. And then third gear. And then... Who built that motor? That motor's a piece of junk. Nothing survives that. The only thing that survives that is a billet big block that has a 4,000 rev limiter. It has 192 gears so that smoke and it doesn't go above 4,000 RPMs. So nothing is going to survive that. It's just a matter of when it fails. Sorry. It's just how it is, bro. It's just how it is. So what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for failure if you provide him a motor. He should get himself just a crate GM motor, 454, throw it in there with a carburetor and do stacks and run whatever the hell you want to do and just have a burnout car. But if you're an engine builder and your livelihood depends on building engines, you are literally sacrificing what you built to be blown up and have millions of eyeballs going, wait, who built that motor? Go ahead. I dare you. Because when you get those calls or that one or two comments on Instagram or one or two comments on Facebook or Twitter, yeah, I thought it would have lasted more than 6 passes. I thought it would have lasted more than 2 minutes on the limiter. Go ahead. Look, I don't care. Go for it, buddy. Alex, you just talk so much shit. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, got it. Go for it. Do it. GM, another day I wake up, another Ford still has no sedans. You're right. No sedans. I get it. There's no timing chain strong enough for that group of... Look, I'm not going to call them clowns, but they're destructive people. Their livelihood depends on breaking stuff. That's why I don't get why Steve Morris is hanging around him and showing up his videos more. Nobody watches Cleatard and a Ford small block, SM big block 65K. He is very smart. Steve Morris is very smart. Did you see his channel had maybe 80,000 subscribers? And once he got involved with Cletus, he got 400,000+. So that means 320,000 retards went over there and started watching building billet stuff of which they'll never purchase. You think a 19-year-old kid that wakes up and swishes his teeth with Mountain Dew is looking at an SMX as if something he's actually going to buy? You know who buys SMXs? People that own companies. People that need to offset their taxes, so they start a shop and a race program and put it under the R&D flag. Millionaires. Guys with big money are like, yep, I need an SMX to run. Let's say you really want to get after it, but your business, your side hustle is offsetting your taxable income by having an R&D shop, and all they do is race. Not some kid waking up, swishing sugar water on his teeth. It's just not. So, yes, people are watching. Yes, you're making an income. None of them are buying your motors. He might as well use a stock Coyote motor. So Bam Bam Slow. So Steve Morris is, again, great engine builder from what I can tell. I don't know anything about him. I know Proline is Billy Badass. The only reason I know Steve Morris is the SML and the SMX. Aside from that, I didn't know he built motors, but I'm a nobody. So I guarantee people that are in his comments are people that don't know anything about racing or don't know, or they question everything. Like when he was breaking down the motor, I think he did a video breaking down one of Garrett's motors, the last one that blew up. And they're like, well, don't you think that, I think that you should. And they're basically Admiral Peck and Turveys. Like Admiral Peck and Turveys are asking Steve Morris questions about how to build motors. Get out of here, clown. Like, I would love to say that. No, 45-year-old dudes can't afford an SMX. But I have a New Balances in the back. But I can't afford an SMX. Are you psycho? Isn't it like a $70,000 or $80,000 motor or more? The hell? And number one, I wouldn't put an SMX in my car. Why? Because if it doesn't run fives, I've done something wrong. This is how the internet works. Hey, Alex. I don't get it. Why don't you go fives? Tom Bailey did. Oh, the guy with the Pro Mod? That guy. The guy that has a decent amount of money, massive turbos, a very light Pro Mod chassis, and a team behind him? Well, I can't believe Alex hasn't gone fives when Bailey does. Like, that's how the internet works. They don't know shit. Like, I guarantee there's people right now that watch Brett LaSala's car and go, oh, Coyotes can go 650s. Brett LaSala went 650s. There's a difference, okay? If you know how much work that car had in it from when Joel Steele had it, we had him on the show. He said it cost him $300,000 to build that car. Then Brett buys it because it's a vetted machine, and it was going 680s with a stick. So then Brett gets a hold of it, puts his motor in it from FFRE, builds a kit with his guy, Braun, vets the combo, runs 650s. And I swear to God, there were people on the internet that were going, oh my God, Coyotes go 650s. His car goes 650s. In general, Coyotes struggle to go 730. They struggle to go 750s. Only the special guys that have the money to burn and R&D the cars have been sub 750, 740, 730. Okay, those guys that can, and then have you guys seen it when a guy does a glory pass and you never hear them again? Because he can't afford to go back and try to duplicate that. Oh, I went, 7-0s in my Coyote. Then they disappear from the planet. And you go, what happened? Simple. He blew it up. Can't put the money back in it again because it was a glory pass. But then there's guys that go, like Brian Luna, 750, 740, 690, 7-0, 7-0, and a bunch of 7-0s. So not only does he have a well-vetted combo, he can afford to keep going with that car. So the layman sits back and goes, what motor's in that green car? A Coyote. Oh, Coyotes go 650s? No. His does. I introduced a young dude to Mexico scene with a Jag F Type R, hoping he would be more interested in improving his performance, but he would rather put RGB lights underglow instead. We need to get Turvey on the interview, Steve. Good morning, guys. Luntoon now for the win, says Zach Sanders. That's throwaway money. I'm good. Exactly. What do you think MRL needs to do to remain in the sixes, or do you think they should turn it down and run 750s and chill? I know exactly what they need to do, but a lot of people are not. Look, he's doing his best. I know what needs to happen, but I don't know that MRL. Boy, I'm treading lightly here. They can keep R&Ding what they got going on now and see if it can get improved. But I don't know how long certain people's patience will last. Let's just say that. I know too much. So eventually you either get insanely light, which the car already is on the lighter side, but not super light. But an S550 car with an IRS. An IRS is nothing to sneeze at when it comes to 7.0s and 6s. If you understand how difficult it is to get an IRS card to launch. And again, no red part company has ever been as quick as Lund or Mexico Racing League or Aldo stuff. So you can take their track settings and throw them in the fucking garbage because they've never been there at that level. But in my opinion, it requires a lot of patience and money. And if Brian has a lot of patience and money, I think he can live in the 680, 670 range, but I wouldn't shoot for 650s. To me, that's big block. That's big block, twin turbo, Fox body money. Call me crazy. One and done. Alex, no cap. You got that in the front pockets, good. Is Brett's car billet block? No. If you looked at Jay's video on Real Street, it's a stock block. Stock block, meaning stock cast. So the block has been modified, but it is as cast. 5.2 Predator, I think. I'm going to use VPN so I can donate 50 dong. Is that stick S10 at TX2K when 6s? Those guys are a bunch of normal people. Yes, but boy, that guy must have some money or a lot of hard work. Because I'm not going to say money, especially in the stick card game. The stick card game, you have to be a little psycho to run consistent 6s. Like a little psycho. A friend buys Pat Musi engines for his pro mod, but uses racing as a write-off on taxes. Exactly. You understand when you can offset, let's say you make $3, $4, $5 million a year. Let's say your company makes $5 million a year and you have no tax deductions. And then you see the government says, oh, give us $2.4 million. What? Yeah, you earned this. After paying everyone else, you owe us $2.4 million. Whoa. Or you set up a $300,000 a year race program. Listen to me. You set up a $300,000 a year race program. Now you at least have a race program. So let's say you make the same $5 million, but you invested $300,000 into the race program. Now the government says, after some LLC and some moving some stuff around, you're like, you owe us $500,000. So your tax bill went from $2.4 million to $500,000 and a full boat race program. What would you do? Again, that's not a direct example. I'm saying a very generic way of telling you how taxes work generally is if you offset your taxes with something that you deem to be R&D, you can have something with it. That's why people buy things to offset their taxes like F450s, because that is equipment, shop equipment, a big trailer, shop equipment. I'm going to build my Gen 3 to do high 9's manual, and I'm good with that. That's still difficult. Hey, Alex, I just picked up a 14 Mustang California Special. What torque converter you all recommend? I don't even know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know your mods. I don't know anything. I just picked up a Mustang. What stall converter do you recommend? Do you think we could crowdfund enough money to buy PBR back and no, fuck no. PBR is dead. Why? People here don't care that much. People here care about fishing and weed. They don't care that much about PBIR. PBIR is dead. They're growing west, meaning the housing is growing west. Big, beautiful homes are being built in that area. It's over. It's over, Johnny. Someone says, I know Sean personally. Who's Sean? Lund Tune Coyotes run sub 7s. There's a couple of prime examples of that. Lund Racing for the win. Thoughts on MMR Coyotes base, but bye. They said Cordy 10R80 mod. Stop it. But it needs to squat. Alex, did you see the YouTuber call out Midnight Performance? No, come on. Why would I see that? But they race anybody. Like I've seen Midnight race in Dallas. I've seen Midnight race in Yellow Belly. They're everywhere, so they're out there racing. As long as they keep stealing catalytic converters, Brian will be making money. It's not billet. That's insane. Correct. They started doing videos. He has a ton of time into it. I hate people that always have to say Coyote variant. But it is, though. But it is. I mean, I'm sorry, but, is that incorrect? This is why. You can't put GT500 cams, 2020 GT500 cams on a Gen 2 head. You can't put GT500 cams on a Gen 2 head. So you need either a GT350 head with the proper cam profile to fit the firing order. So now we have gone into variants, meaning nothing is swappable from Gen 2 to Gen 1 is not super swappable unless you take the cam stuff with it. You can't just shove Predator heads in a Gen 3 unless you have the proper cam, meaning a GT350 journal with a cross-plane firing order. Like guys, there are variants. I'm sorry. That's just a matter of fact. But if you have, let's say, it is a variant. It doesn't matter. So people are going to say, I got a Coyote. So then you go, which one? So if you say all Gen 1, okay, got it. I got a Coyote. Well, which one? All Gen 2, got it. Well, I got a Coyote. Which? All Gen 3, got it. Okay. I got a Coyote. Which one? Gen 3 bottom end, Gen 1 timing chains and cams, Gen 2 heads. That is a variant. Like, I don't understand why people get offended by that. Like, why would you get offended by that? You know, it is the truth. It is a variant of that Coyote, meaning Gen 3 bottom end, 12-to-1 compression, Gen 2 heads, Gen 1 timing set. A 3-2-1. So that is a variant. So if I have a Predator block, GT350 heads, special cams that fit the journal of the 350 head, but have a cross-plane firing order, and I have made the cubic inches from the displacement from 5.2 to 5.0 because I have a thicker sleeve. That is a variant. There's nothing negative about that. It is a Coyote variant. Like how don't you guys understand English? Can Lund try and buy in PBIR? They don't care about that. They don't care about tracks. That's literally a money loser. PBIR is a money loser. I'm excited to see your Z01 with export on it. Me too. Very much. I starved myself for a week to get that shirt, Alex. Got it. Saw that Lund is tuning GT500s for Race Proven. That's a cool collab. Race Proven. I don't know who Race Proven is. Oh, up the guys in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yep. Because they'd have to learn a whole new platform. Like, they'd have to learn a whole new platform. And that's like me trying to support LS stuff. Fuck that. No, thank you. That's like Alec Bledsoe from LMP of Maryland, trying to start tuning Coyotes. Fuck that. He knows what he knows, is an expert at it. That's his wheelhouse. That makes sense. Like, did you guys not understand what variant means? Like, did you guys, do a lot of people that get not different than saying Windsor, I think, right, Windsor, right? So if you say, I got a small block Ford, you don't just assume it's one thing. I got a small block Ford in my car. Well, what's in it? Well, Man of War block, 350 stroke, AFR 205s. It's like, but it isn't a Roadrunner. Now, that's the one I made fun of. The Roadrunner and the Gen 1 Coyote are literally the same, meaning everything bolts up, everything's compatible, everything's exactly the same. There is no varying anything. Everything's exactly the same between a Roadrunner and a Coyote in terms of how it bolts up to each other. One's got CNC heads, one's got slightly better cams, one's got a better crank, but everything bolts on to each other. And now people say, well, Alex, Gen 2 heads bolt onto a Gen 1 with a special gasket, and then a Gen 1 timing set. That is a variant. Also, are the Gen 2 truck cams just junk, or should I run them? I got an intake and cold air and tune. Should I think about swapping the truck cams out for GT cams? I have not seen a huge difference between the cam. I'm sure that a cam guy can tell you the exact differences, but what I see is the power output. I've seen many Gen 2 trucks with turbos make 1,000. I'm saying stock motor, big single. We tuned one that ran 8s. We tuned a regular cab short bed Gen 2 10-to-1 compression, which gives you more tuning window, and it's turbo friendly, I guess. And it went 8s with a 6R80. Gets real Mustang Coyote, problem solved, whatever the hell that is. It's like saying Turviati is a variant of Down syndrome. Makes sense yet? Right. Hey, Alex, that 10R80 from PR ran 10.4. Did he have cams? Yes. And the estimated weight of it. I think he only, Puerto Rico's special. Puerto Rico does not do weight reduction like the United States does weight reduction. Puerto Rico gets off on the fact that you still have front and rear seats. I believe he had rear seats off and Kirkies. That's it. He did have comp cams, and he did have a CJ setup, and he had a really high stall converter. And the car just worked. It ran a number. But again, he told us, Alex, I want everything. I'm like, all right, here you go. And that car specifically reacts well. Does that mean that if you duplicate his setup exactly the same and take your car out, will it run the same number? No, not necessarily. I wonder if Alec will partner with Lund to be able to do tuning just like MRL Midnight Performance, but I understand that he wants to stay in his lane with his GM stuff. If Alec starts making more money with parts, meaning lids, ice tanks, and then does just tuning, and he has all of his employees cranking out parts all day and packaging parts. Number one, he might lose some people because some people like working on cars, and maybe he does onesies and twosies, but right now his main business seems to be builds. If he ever gets to the point where he makes parts like Jake at Power by the Hour, his main way of making money was builds. Builds. What happened? You babysit them forever. Customers are stupid. They don't want to pay their bill. 3 years later, the AC goes out. It's your fault. So he's like, I'm done with this. So there was growing pains. He lost people during those growing pains. And then he started selling front drive kits, full built transmissions, control packs, drive kits, complete engine packages and transmission packages, made his own control pack, made his own wiring, made his own Pats Off computer stuff. Boom. Business boomed. And now he's busier than ever. But like if you were to say what income, the income probably 10 times the income than he was doing with builds. Admiral Peck is a variant of Turvey. Is Kong developing a new intake for the Z01? Seems like something is in the making between him and LMP. I think so, but they're not going to talk too much about it because they're keeping everything in-house, which I love. I'm going to probably grab one of his older intakes, which is currently out there. And if he has anything new, I'll get it. But I prefer something that is well vetted as long as the MAF signal is super straight. Alec will do that vetting. If he's willing to share that MAF curve, cool. If he's not willing to share it, I can tune it, no problem. But it'll take a long time for me to dial it in as opposed to him. You have to change firing order between F-150 and cams and Mustang and cams. Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't put F-150 cams in a Mustang. I was more answering the question is in terms of power. See, I answered his question. Is there a power difference between Mustang cams and F-150 cams? And I said, I have not seen that big of a power difference. So when we're talking firing order, now you're sending him off into left field because you're not answering his question. Odin is a variant of a Magnuson. Turvey must be too busy to cleaning burgers off his windows to join the chat today. I wonder why VMP couldn't keep making Gen 2 blowers since Roush can still produce the brand new 2.3 blowers. Same casting, or am I wrong? Wrong. So if you look, Oliver Bryan, if you look at the casting of a Gen 2R versus a Roush, the Roush has a removable elbow. Look at the Roush blower for a 2.3 liter Ford Racing or whatever they call it, Roush 2.3 liter blower. It has a big inlet, but you can remove it, which is superior than the Gen 2R because you can reach the injectors easier. It's held down by 3 bolts, if I'm not mistaken. Big honking elbow. So you take that elbow out, boom, you can reach the injector in the back, number 8 or number 7. If you have a Gen 2R, you have to remove the blower to get to the injectors. All Alex texts like coyotes. I've been trying to get him to do coyote stuff for years. He won't do it because it's just one more thing to fuck with. And the clientele doesn't have that much money. No offense. I got what Nardi recommended on the Gen 1 18 plus intake manifold PMAS LU47's long tubes engage. What stall do you recommend? Now you've given me information. I bought the car for my girlfriend. Stock stall. If you bought it for your girlfriend and she's going to drive around, stock stall converter. If you want to race, a 3C is nice. That Kong intake is big money, $900. I hear some people say that they're drivability issues, but they're probably Kong haters. No, look. All you have to do is look at the intake and understand how the airflow moves through that intake. Generally, you want the roundest intake possible. Generally, because you want the mass airflow sensor to have the least turbulent mass airflow, or the airflow to be the least turbulent so that the mass airflow sensor actually sees a nice straight signal. And then you can go from the transition of vacuum to boost is lessened based on the MAF signal and, of course, the bypass. If the bypass shuts really quickly and you're not accounting for the fueling when it goes from no boost to 4 PSI in an instant, then you're going to have to do some calibration changes to lessen that effect. We had a guy not too long ago on the comments, and I wish I had the comments. He said, Alex, a mass airflow sensor, I don't think picks up air density. It just picks up velocity. Mass airflow. And it measures pounds a minute. So why would it measure pounds a minute, the weight, as opposed to velocity? There is frequency and math pounds a minute, the weight. Stop it. I have a Gen 3 truck motor complete on the shop floor. Also Gen 1 sleeve rod piston short block I'm not using to build anymore. Will the short block with the Gen 3 DI, what the fuck did he just say? Okay, I have a Gen 3 truck motor complete on the shop floor. Also Gen 1 sleeve rod piston short block I'm not using on the build anymore. Will that short block work with the Gen 3 DI engine? The rods and piston Gen 1? No, I don't think you should put Gen 3 heads, Gen 3. I don't know anyone that has put Gen 3 heads and DI on a Gen 1 motor. I don't know anyone that has done anything with a Gen 3 head except bolted on a Gen 3 bottom end. I don't know that because I thought the pistons were shaped a certain way for the DI, but that's probably something you have to ask an engine builder because that's beyond my pay grade. And I'll be honest, that is well beyond my pay grade. I'm not an engine builder, so that's an engine builder question for sure. Do you think I shoot myself in the foot by trying to do a 2.3 on my GT350 than a Whipple kit? Yeah, I would do a Whipple kit over the 2.3 on a GT350. Why? The Whipple hits softer down low than a 2.3 does. And the GT350 makes a ton of RPM, or you can rev it to 8,200 stock, and the Whipple loves that. So I would definitely do a Whipple. I did a 6F stall, but now I'm going single turbo. I don't know what stall to get. Please help me. 2B or a 3B. But honestly, Circle D is the one you want to call. You call Circle D, tell them what you have. They'll recommend the proper sized torque converter. But Alex, if it moves faster, it weighs more. Right. Alex, how do you fit in the C6? I've been looking at a Z06, but I feel like I'm a little too big for one. Getting in and out sucks. I'm 5'11", 220. I don't recommend someone my size getting in and out of it a lot. It's not a good daily, but once you're in it, it's great. It's comfortable. That gave me cancer. Intake designs is just fluid dynamics. Since you won't take money for advice you give me, take this, keep doing your thing, ratios. Thank you, Hatch. Yeah, no, look, if some people that I like, I'll give you free advice because I'm a nobody. I'm just some stupid Puerto Rican on the internet. But if you guys are trying to hit me up on Cash App and stuff, I think that's kind of weird. Honestly, there's certain times that I'd rather not take your money because I want some peace. This is the time to get your questions answered. Or if you're on a comment, right? If you comment on my video and ask a question, I'm more than likely to answer it. The reason I asked about Gen 1 short block with the Gen 3 heads of bore was because of the normal pistons being different than the DI pistons. That was my worry. I'd honestly, Pat's performance and tuning, I would definitely hit up an engine builder that's more well-versed with engine stuff. That's not my wheelhouse, unfortunately. Thank you, Theo, says Joe Mendoza. Oliver Bryan says, thank you. I think I'm going to buy Hot Sauce's Whipple this winter when he goes Hellion. Can you tell him not to try and do a corn jet Manny? Yeah, look. Hot Sauce, stock manifold, stock throttle body. You're not in the car show world. You're not going to win #1 at the Oklahoma car show. You want your tuner and you to have the best drivability and tuning experience possible, correct? Like you want your car to drive great. You want your tuner to be happy. And I want you to be happy with how the car drives. Stock manifold, stock throttle body. I've had guys like that make 1,100, dude. 1,100. Just because you want a Cobra Jet manifold on it, because you want it, doesn't mean you should get it. Did you say your steering rack has a hole in it? That sucks. Hopefully the pump isn't hurt. Even if it's hurt, they're cheap, dude. They're super cheap. Have you ever tuned any Hondas? Fuck no. Alex, your curse is your honesty. That's what people enjoy. And you know what the thing is? I think a lot of people get mad at me because I'm saying what everyone thinks. Like, I've seen people on Instagram, and who's this old motherfucker? #1, meet me. and look me up and down and then say I'm an old motherfucker. Like, I love that people that do that. They talk all this shit. Then they see me. They want my fucking workout routine, fucking clown, stan ass motherfucking simps. But besides that, I know more than most when it comes to certain platforms. And when it comes to, people say back in the day, as if I'm thinking of the 60s. When I say back in the days, it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 or 10 years ago. I was 35. And the meets were popping back then. I was living in Texas about 9 years ago, and every meet was phenomenal. Z06s, Z01s, Camaros, turbo this, turbo that, Hayabusas, Nitro. Now, BRZs, Scions, stock Mustangs with wraps and only rears. Like, bro, stop. It wasn't 60 years ago, clown ass bitch. 5 to 10 years ago. Alex, for a daily swapping between the 85 and 93 for road trip, tunes that big of a deal, or is the risk not concerned of damaging something that bit over? Look, guys, if you want to switch from E85 to 93, just get low. Just get low. Get low on the previous fuel, like 10 miles to empty. Fill up with tested and verified E85 if you were on 93. Go to the gas station with 10 miles to empty. Fill it up so that enough of the ethanol is in there to dilute whatever is left of pump gas in there. And then put your E85 tune in it. Drive it slowly like a normal human being for a long time. And if you're smart enough, look at the fuel trims and they're plus minus 5%. There's nothing to worry about. Thank you for all the answers, Alex. You're a great resource. Thank you, Oliver. Brian, appreciate that very much. Just Jordan, did you give away the shirt? Not yet. Shirt. One shirt. Fuck, I'm not going to give 2 away. Actually, I might. Oh, no. Alex, I have a 20 GT with a cam issue. Is it worth taking it to the dealer and possibly getting the engine replaced? It's burning a significant amount of oil, or just sell it as is. They offer $38K. Shit. I would sell it. If they offered you $38K as is, and you're up money, meaning you owe 20, that means $18,000 in your pocket to put into a Gen 2. I do that in a heartbeat. Mr. Mexican Yellow says, I hate when I get asked why I get asked why I don't boost my scat. Yeah, aren't the anything but Hellcat motors kind of like glass? Kids hate the truth. Now answer, not the answer they want to hear. It's still real to me, damn it. Alex, the 2000 plus born are mostly lazy. I had a couple employees, had to get rid of them for stupid thinking, lazy attitude. 38,000, sell that thing. That's a good price. Sell it. Let me get a few shirts. Need some wrenching clothes. I still have the YDBT ones too. Okay, guys, let's give away. Okay, I don't care. Large or extra large? That's all I got. Fuck, I'll give 2 away. So again, all I have is large and extra large, and that's it. So, you either fit into it or don't fit into it. These shirts are not super high quality. They're 100% cotton. They're going to be heavy as hell. You're going to sweat your ass off in it. You put them on the wash. I'm giving you them. But these are an overstock I've had for a long time on here, and they've just been sitting for 6 or 7 years. And I said, all right, let me finally give these away and get out of here. And again, this is what I'm asking of you guys. If you've won stuff before, like recently, don't chime in. Please don't chime in. I gave away 2 hats to the same guy last week, and I felt terrible about it because he won fair and square, but I want to make sure I spread the wealth around like Obama did and fucked your taxes up forever. What a shit show. Okay, so I like how people are putting up numbers already. All right, let me do anybody, doesn't have to be a member or not. And again, if you're a member, that helps out. Thank you very much. Whoever puts a 408 on the chat first gets a shirt. 408, let's go. 408, because I think that's the size of my motor of the 351 based knot. So again, 408. If you put a 408 on the chat first, you get a shirt. There it is. Mini Bike Madman. Holy shit. He's from Massachusetts. Good for you. Mini Bike Madman. Okay. And then, so Mini Bike Madman won the first shirt. Okay, hold on. You won. So let's hang out. And then I'm trying, what's I'm trying to think of a number that has some significance, but I don't think it matters. Actually, this will be interesting to see who's a real fan. How old am I? Put it on the chat. How old am I? See who's listening. I'm gonna wait. Get those fat fingers, boy. I'm gonna wait. How old is Alex? Let's go. Some people might think I'm like 38 or something. Not even close. Nope. Money, no. There you go. Exon Devil Dog. Is that? Yeah. Boom, right there. Money 540 said 43. Pito Chiquito said 43. And Exund Devil Dog. XUNDD Devil Dog. Devil Dog. Guess. So again, large or extra large. So this is what you guys are gonna do. Mini Bag Madman and Devil Dog. Get me an email verifying who you are, verifying your account, picture of your license, whatever, and ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Again, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Say large or extra large in the comments. I will get each of you shirts. We're going to do this every Peasant chat and maybe other chats until I'm out of shirts. And then we're going to start looking for merch that I can sell. So thank you and congrats to Minibag Madman and X on Devil Dog who won the YDBT shirts today. Good job. Absolutely. So real quick, now that I've given my email away, I want to mention something. I know who did this, and it was kind of funny because if you're going to try to hit us up in the ticket system, this is what happened. Someone in the ticket system used my email and accused me of stealing Luntunes. And we did a reverse IP search and know exactly who they are. So be smart. You work with IT guys. IT guys love nothing better than to find you. So the moment you do that, you were found within 10 minutes. So if you do that, just letting you know, there is no such thing as a private way of talking shit, especially through a ticket system. Guys, they sent it in the ticket system, out of all things. Like, oh my God. Vet says, Alex, the giveaway format is not fair because Pookie doesn't get good service from his Metro PCS.
I like
at
to fuck him in the ass while he beat up the pussy.
This is what you hear back there. Like OJ the Juice Man overtakes all the sound clips. Probably the guy from no, he didn't. He's not that salty. Are you gonna give them their tracking info now? They know what he had for dinner last night. Yeah, use a VPN, exactly. Diet Coke on me, Bondo Bird. Thank you very much. You gotta tell me what you were doing on that CNC. It looked pretty wicked. People suck. It's true. Look, it's okay. Look, I'm okay with you making fun, talking shit. It's all good. Once you get into the personal stuff, that's when I can probably do some dumb shit. So be smart. Like if we're going to talk shit and do Twitter finger stuff, do Twitter finger stuff. Cool. But once you try to fuck with my money, a la Larry, that's when it becomes personal and stupid shit can happen. It's like I will dedicate my everything, every resource I have, I'll dedicate it just to bury your shit. So just be smart. You know, you don't like me, switch to channel. Like I'm blown away that people that don't like me watch me. Like I'm like, dude, I don't subscribe to so many channels that you guys, hey, did you see this? No. Did you hear what this guy said? No. Why not? Because I don't subscribe to those channels. I don't watch people that I dislike. That's crazy to me. Cherry Coke coming all the way from the Puro Pinche 956. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. A lot of people on today. We had 428 people on today. That is mind-blowing to me because Sundays are usually not that lit. You know what I mean? Like Sundays usually not this lit, but boy, we had 428 people today on a Peasant chat and it's getting nice outside. So I'm blown away that you guys are still here hanging out with me. I'll be back on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. We're going to do more giveaways or member only prizes. So again, if you would want to get given something, whether it be a DNA hat, a Lund Racing hat, Lund Racing shirt, or something from PMAS, something from anything, consider joining for $5 a month. That's the lowest tier. It helps the channel grow immensely because it's a monthly nut I can count on. And all I need is about literally 1,000 subscribers or 1,500 subscribers. And bro, I don't need anyone to view my stuff because the subscriber stuff just pays enough to be able to, for me to generate proper content. And again, thanks further to the sponsors: DNA Ultimate, Caliber's Transmission, 2 Auto Solution, PMAS, Parts Farm, Oh My God Cookies, and Kong Performance. You guys go watch the video that I uploaded last night showing you the Kong Performance Export 2.3 liter LS9 supercharger. I think it's going to be pretty badass once I get it in there. We're still waiting on a cold air, and once I have everything in-house, I will switch it over, and it'll be a long video because my intent is to show you the swap, do a difference between a stock one and the export in person, put it in, turn it on, tune it, drive it. I don't know that I can get you dyno stuff right away because it's going to take me over a week, I think, to dial it in myself because I don't have that much free time. But anyway, see you guys Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good one, guys. See you later. Bye.